And joining me now is David Hawkins. He's the editor of the Fulcrum here in Washington, D.C. And David, it is the end of June, so for a lot of Americans, that means thinking about their summer vacations, making those plans to go to the pool. And their Supreme Court justices are kind of thinking the same thing, but they have some important work to do before they get to that.
That's right. They want to be done by the end of June, which is the end of the week. They still have a handful of the biggest cases of the year left to decide, and I'm watching two of them in particular. One is the so-called Census case, where there's a challenge to the Trump administration's decision to include a question about citizenship. Are you a citizen of the United States on every census form? Trump administration says that's necessary to enforce the Voting Rights Act. The opponents say it's totally unnecessary to do that, and besides, it's going to significantly produce an undercount of people, especially immigrants to the country who are scared to answer the form, and that could change the way House seats are allocated and the way billions of dollars in federal aid are distributed.
Yeah, and the other one has to do with gerrymandering, a topic that the Fulcrum covers quite extensively.
That's right. So the Supreme Court has said many times that gerrymandering, drawing of political boundaries to disenfranchise people of one race, is against the Constitution. The Supreme Court has never said whether drawing those lines to disenfranchise members of one political party is unconstitutional. That's the case before the Supreme Court. There are actually two of them. There's a gerrymandered map of North Carolina that was drawn by the Republicans. Yeah. North Carolina, a 50-50 state. The Republicans drew the map to send 10 House members who are Republican and just 3 who are Democrats. The opposite in Maryland, a pretty blue state, about 60-40 blue. But the Democrats have drawn the map to elect 7 Democrats and just 1 Republican. Mm-hmm. Is that constitutional? Supreme Court's gotten close to this a couple of times. They've never said it is or it isn't. If they say that it is, they kind of have to come up with sort of a test. When is too much too much?
Yeah, a very big week. We've been talking about it for a while. Supreme Court, after this month, they're gone until October when the new term begins. What are they up to in all those months?
Some of them take real vacations. Some of them go teach law in Europe. Some of them write books. Some of them answer their mail. Okay. They do what people who work incredibly hard. It's a little bit like an academic calendar.
Yeah.
They come back. They really come back in September. They got a lot of work to do before the arguments start in October. But some of them take it easy, and some of them mix that with some real work.
Okay, fair enough. Everyone deserves a vacation now and then. David, thank you so much for joining us. For more stories like these, check out the Fulcrum at thefulcrum.us.